got to start tonight off by recapping the most dystopian concert process that I've ever been to.
Peter Gabriel, right?
Just went and saw Peter Gabriel. You guys might be like, what's that to you? We have an episode, quite a nice deep dive on our Substack. I'm a huge Peter Gabriel fan. And long story short, the story I'm telling, I want you guys all to know. We went to the show and had fun. My wife and I, it was very fun. Spent the evening in San Francisco. There, got a hotel. It was excellent. Found some really cool parts of San Francisco that were really like otherwise I hadn't really heard of. Like not heard of, but I remember watching like Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo and wondering like where the hell is that underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, like where this chick falls in the water. And like there's this part called Fort Point that takes you right down there by the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's just amazing. It's not there's a lot you can do to get away from the like quite literally shitty parts of San Francisco.
Yeah, from the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane by to visit Glen Rock, need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
So anyways, go to the concert. It's at the new like neoliberal Warriors stadium called the Chase Center.
Yeah.
And so we get to we spend the day and it's very fun. We're like going into like this old cathedral in San Francisco, eating like at old school Italian delis, just like really fun stuff. And then like all of a sudden we like hyperdrive into like 2065 apparently. By the time we get to the venue, we get there and we owe it. My wife and I, every concert we go to, we buy a shirt, right? Like you got to get the tour shirt, got the dates on the back. And Peter Gabriel had this crazy shirt where it's like, I should have worn it tonight actually, but it was it's an eye above the moon. I don't know what it means, but it's just eye above the moon. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that one. And then my wife goes, yeah, she got hers. So I pay and like I have cash on me. They're like, oh, we don't accept cash. I was like, what? Like, yeah, no, this whole stadium is paperless.
Yeah.
I was like, I know, but it's like nothing. Like what? I just wonder too. Like maybe parents don't do this anymore. Like you remember back in the day, like our parents would like drop us off at like the Coliseum or like send us on BART to go to like the Coliseum. Like they wouldn't give you a fucking debit card.
No.
Or like if you were gonna go buy like a hot dog or something, they would give you cash. You'd go spend it there. So I guess kids have like Zelle and shit now, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
But no, that part, whatever. So then we go and buy a beer, a $20 beer, mind you.
No cash.
Yeah, no cash. And this guy's old too. Like this guy that's serving us, he's like, "Oh, Peter Gabriel, he's still around, man. What the fuck?" He's there, and I give him. I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Surely this place, like the beer place, will let me do cash." So much money. And we're like, we're just gonna sip on this for the whole show. It'll be perfect. It was a Elysian space dust, packs a little punch,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're Pacific Northwest, if I'm not mistaken. And
great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's funny because like the Modelo was like fucking like $17, so it's like you might as well, like they're gonna fuck you either way. It wasn't just the
percentage wise.
The Reddit beer was not only the Reddit price, like it was. So sit down in our seat, and on the way up, I was like, look, no matter what, we're gonna have fun tonight. But I did this thing. My dad is a hardcore planner. Like he loves to plan. He looks up the menu at restaurants we go to. He does not like unknowns. He likes to get rid of all unknowns. He You'll just be like, oh, let's just go chill, let's just go see what happens. He's like, no, we will not go see what happens.
Honestly, kind of a female trait, a little bit of a female trait there.
It's one of those things where I'm like, in the time, I'm kind of like, man, let's just rock. But like, there are times where I'm like, damn, I'm really glad he planned that out, But yeah, no, it's definitely just like this. It's like it's like almost this military style. It feels very military.
Secure the premises.
Yeah, it feels very military.
Contained.
So my dad's like that, and like what I did, I was saying, because I know Peter Gabriel has a new album coming out, so I'm like, that's always the worst when you see a 73-year-old artist with classic hits, but he has a new album coming out, and you're like, I don't want to hear fucking anything. And I knew he had on his Instagram, he had a 24-song set list. I'm like, okay, if it's half and half, that's fine. Like, just not even close. I look up the set list, and I'm like, maybe that's just this one. No, I look up the set list, and it's like 3 different cities. And I like shouldn't have even done this, but I'm glad I did, because I'm just like, at least I knew. At least I wasn't going to sit around waiting. Dude, didn't play Shock the Monkey at all.
Yeah.
Come on. What? You know what I mean? It's like probably top 3 biggest hit for him. His encore was In Your Eyes. So we had to sit through the whole thing for that. And he played like Red Rain and the one with Kate Bush. And then the only song he played from Melt, which is his best album, I think, it was the worst song off it. Biko, which is like a social justice song. And but that's not even the crazy part about the show, because he's still very talented. It still sounds good, at least. Like he can hit the high notes, which most guys in their 70s can't. And he had a talented band. It was cool. Of course, classic world music and stuff. But he would do like these monologues, these TED Talks, like in between each song. It was a 3-hour set, dude. No opening act, 3-hour set.
TEDx, yeah.
And my wife and I are probably the youngest people in there. The youngest people to like buy their own tickets there. Because, like there was like someone's like 16-year-old kid, went with their parents or something. We were like the youngest people there. And I'm like, these boomers, I'm like, they haven't listened to a new Peter Gabriel song since like the 80s. Like and every time he would sneak a hit in there, the place would erupt. Like he would just like, the band sounded like they wanted to play it more. Like it was just like, oh, crazy, like Red Rain, like, oh, went insane. And then he would be like, and this is my new song about an olive tree, and it's an olive tree outside my house, and it reminds me of the Irish Revolution, whatever. And then the song, everyone would just be kind of like kumbaya-ing a little bit. Yeah, like they want to. It sounded pleasant enough. Like he is a talented enough guy to like make a palatable song.
Yeah,
but it was just like, can I get Shock the Monkey, dude?
Yeah, let's go.
And he was, and I'm thinking he omitted that because he couldn't think of a TED Talk before Shock the Monkey.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah, he couldn't parlay it into like some spoken word thing. Yeah,
he's like, it's a song about me being extremely horny and a woman teasing me, and he's like, nah, that won't fly. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, it would be a real shame if I just played the song without a monologue. Nope. It'd be a real. But
all the old guys need to do that now. They all need to do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing Daryl Hall next week. I looked up his set list. Hits.
Yeah.
I can't go for that. Rich Girl, Sarah Smile. Just come on. Out of touch. I know he's just high as fuck. Yeah. Like just absolutely old man stoned metal pipe with a screen. Just out of it. We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. And what's that?
Well, I remember because we actually, me and some of my girlfriend's family, some of the guys, we will go and golf every now and then, just at the little chip and putt thing, like the 9 holes and shit.
Niner,
and it's fucking they have it's a big concert venue too, so you can just kind of hear what's going on while you're golfing. It's kind of sick, actually. You don't have to pay for a concert. And so one of the nights was Peter Frampton, another Peter. And same thing. We're like, oh, sick. We got to hear a little Peter Frampton tonight, you know? And then he'd play a song and then he starts talking for like 15 minutes. And you're just like, what the fuck is
I
going
don't
on?
know
It's
what's
all
up
like
with the
far
boomers,
away and
man.
shit, dude.
I think I think they know the end is near.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just like I think they do these like retrospectives and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like, and with
They
Peter
got to get it
Gabriel,
all in before they croak or something.
because like he started the show, he's very AI. His music videos are all done by AI
yeah.
now. He is like the most like neoliberal person of all time. It's so funny. It's almost charming to a point. Like it's just to the point, like because
With him, it seems innocent. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
it's
naive. It's
that.
naive. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he started with like a little like kind of like cheeky little comedy bit where he was like,
Oh, great.
"Hello guys, good evening." Spotlight singled on him on a piano. Good evening, good evening. I'm Peter Gabriel, and he's like, I'm I'm gonna play a few songs for you tonight, but this isn't actually me. This is the AI Peter Gabriel. The real Peter Gabriel is a chiseled Greek god on a beach somewhere. He goes, this AI Peter Gabriel, about 20 pounds heavier, no hair, ha ha.
All right, that works.
Everyone's
Yeah,
like,
that
yeah,
works.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
close by,
it
dude. It's
played.
like,
The problem was that manufactured consent for a monologue before every song, which didn't work, and that it was funny, but he had another song which I couldn't figure out what this had to do with the song, but he kept talking about AI, how great like AI was. He goes, I grew up on a farm and AI used to stand for artificial insemination. And he's like, this is something else now. He's like, AI now will get us access to healthcare. And then the song plays. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's just like dirtbag left Peter Gabriel. And I was just like, you're a 73-year-old leftist.
Yeah.
With millions of dollars. Like, just.
I do like when guys that can afford any healthcare in the world has to offer care about healthcare but it's always like AI. It's never like, hey, we just need to give it to people.
He's like, oh, me, I'm on Cobra. Yeah.
Yeah. Just 14 grand a month, just straight out of his Chase checking account, dude. It's just
I know. Yeah. The Chase Center.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. And like, while he was performing, there would be these infrared things like scanning specs. Like like his whole thing was like the big monitor that they put, you can watch on, since we were kind of far away.
Yeah.
They would do these infrared monitors on people's faces, like sizing them up. And I'm just like, what's happening? Like, I'm scared. Like, it's just really
Isn't it
weird.
funny how, like, in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, Matrix, all like the AI, all that aesthetic was cool. It was like, oh, this is cool. But now that it's actually here, it's like, this is so fucking lame. It's when it's actually used and so just, I don't know, like, what's everything. There's no future anymore. There's no like there's no futurism.
Or is there? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no futurism. Yeah, I agree. Like, there's no longing for anything. It's kind of like, well, it's
a perpetual, like, oh yeah, we got that already. Oh yeah, that thing you thought is super advanced. It's like we did it like 5 years ago, and scientists did it. They did the mice brain, like they genetically engineered receptors in the brain. They did that already. Just you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's just it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
and he would introduce a guy who would like introduce. Or like, I'm obviously making this up, but it was like similar. Like, he would, he's a big like world music guy, and he's just like, he's like, traveling the country all these years, you'd see a man in Nairobi make a car out of his own urine. He could power it off of his own urine. He goes, and tonight that young man is playing the rain stick in the Peter Gabriel band. It's just so it's just
we pissed ourselves in honor of this man.
And
his urine car.
Oh, and that was another solid boomer bit too. Was so he had a like intermission. So he played Sledgehammer before the intermission. So you're like thinking it was going to be the hit. Okay, now we're getting to the hits. Tore the house down with it. Everybody going crazy.
Veghammer, go plant based for the environment.
I know.
It's just like,
you just go. Yeah, he's like, normally we pound steaks out with the sledgehammer, and we don't need to do that anymore. But he plays that song, tears it up. Everybody, that's like, you can tell everybody's like, oh my god, yes, like this is what this is what I paid money for. This is what I came to. It was just so sad, like, because like, and then there was an intermission, and he goes, like, you can tell it was like some like theatrical thing that he was trying to do, where they're setting up, but he's like, you could tell he just had to take a piss. Like, it was like it was some avant-garde bathroom break that he did. That was
benign really prostate.
Oh, such a funny time.
So that's sick though. But no, but he is, and maybe you were talking about this or last time, maybe think about that episode. with Yerk, which
Mhm.
check it out. It's fucking
Check it
brilliant.
out. It's on the Substack,
Yeah, we nailed
rarecandy.substack.com.
it.
Mhm.
I think I think for me, well, I'm digressing, but I think that his first self-titled album is my favorite.
The one in the car? The
Yeah,
car,
I think the car.
Salisbury little Salisbury Hill action?
Yeah, that's I skipped that one though, but anyway, it's not my favorite track on that, but no, I think him. So something, yeah, like you said, it's so innocent and naive. It's like he does kind of represent all this like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation rock, but
Mhm.
it's who I don't care, dude. It's tight. So it's like I'm not it's something different than it's like cooler than Bono, cooler than all the other like psyop rock. There's something
Yeah.
about it that's more
Yeah,
wholesome.
Bono just is
Yeah,
like completely like Bono. I don't even know. I still don't know if he's aware, but I think he was straight up engineered under a microscope in
yeah.
Ireland back in the
They
day.
got
Like,
30 of them, like ready to
yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
exactly. I mean, Bono's probably died 100 times.
yeah.
You don't
He's
even know.
like Biden.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful day, and I know,
Oh, fuck.
dude. It's so funny how dominant they were on the charts, like in their worst era too. Like,
Yeah.
just like the sweetest thing, Vertigo, all those songs where you're just like, man, these guys just keep making hits, and I feel like nobody ever actively searches the song to put it on either. Like I feel like nobody's just like, hey, play U2's Vertigo. Like
No.
I'm trying to have some fun. It's like one of those songs that you acknowledge it's going to be played in a commercial, and that's how you know you're going to hear it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
so funny. Remember remember the Jimmy Page, Jack White, and the Edge,
It might get
like
loud.
conversation? It might get
Yeah,
loud.
good movie. Yeah,
It's like
I
the
like that movie.
Edge, dude. Like, I mean, he went toe to toe, but it was just like everyone that watched that is like, what the fuck is this guy doing here, man? Like with these two arguably, a little more serious guitarists, I guess. I don't know. I mean, on the
Yeah,
edge a little bit. He's a cool gearhead. He's respected. Yeah,
dude, I would love to just like if I was Jimmy Page, like I'd just be like, because they do in that movie, they do these little like riffing sessions, like kind of like riffing, like, oh, how'd you come up with that lick? And nobody asks like the Edge how he came up with his lick because it's like,
exactly.
yeah,
That's what
I know, I know,
Yeah,
I know exactly
yeah.
how, and
Oh, you put a delay on like
yeah.
a whole note.
He's like, oh, well, the
Sequence.
Mayflower
Yeah.
moving truck will be here in a second with all the gear I used to make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
We
But
gotta.
no, it would be funny because like he's like
Yeah.
one of the guys that has like a name, Like, what if they just
Yeah.
started calling him like condescendingly, like, all right, David,
Yeah.
like nice riff, David.
Emphasize it.
It's the Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a
the Edge.
backstory. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you recently wrote an article for the Rare Candy Substack. It's your Bob's Red Pill number 11. I haven't audited your number count, so you
I
sure
know.
you
I honestly I was going to, and then I just hit send.
okay. I was gonna say, so it could be
Yeah.
this could be 11 part 1, could be
Yeah.
11 part 3. We don't know.
Yeah.
But could be number 8. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's called Eat the Dirt.
Yeah.
Get in the pod, eat the dirt.
Yep.
What the hell's going on there?
Yeah. Did you read it?
I did, but I'm gonna pretend
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sake. I'm trying to pump these
Yeah.
articles up here. Like so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so
Check it out.
what the hell are you talking about, man? Eat the dirt. I'm not eating fucking
Yeah.
dirt, man. I'm Ray Pete, dude. I eat sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think there's some, I call them technologies, it's what they are, where you can include certain things that aren't typical, it's like non-food items that you can ingest that can do various functions in your body. And it's weird because I was this was kind of like a potpourri. I had the concept for a while, and I just had it and I just wanted to get it out there because I had actually written about diatomaceous earth and zeolite before. So yeah, so basically with those two, with the diatomaceous earth, that's the one that's can shred parasites inside of your intestines, but leave your healthy tissue undamaged, basically. And so that's what it's most famous for. But what I've been excited about is there's all these silica supplements, which is really, you need you go in like Whole Foods, collagen's having a big moment now. Collagen, right?
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah. I'm not convinced. So the vegan critique of collagen, because obviously vegans don't eat collagen because that comes from animals, is that the collagen you consume doesn't really, your body breaks it down into all the basic components and then just remakes more collagen like you do throughout your entire life, whether you eat animals or plants or whatever. So I've heard vegan critiques that are like, you don't, all the collagen consumed doesn't become collagen in your body. You're better off just consuming the raw ingredients, the raw amino acids, and magnesium and silica and things, and vitamin C and things that actually produce collagen in your body, right? And which makes sense because there are vegans that have like tremendous looking skin and they do look really young, and it's like, if we didn't produce our own collagen, then plant-based diet would make us look 85 years old by the time we're 40. Now that does happen in a lot of cases too. That's also
many
thing.
such cases.
Yeah.
I went to, when I was in Reno, Nevada a couple weeks ago, man.
Yep.
Boy, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so you see all these silica supplements too that are like $80, right, for this dumb liquid or whatever, when you could really just buy a bag of diatomaceous earth, which is 80-90% silica. And then what we've been doing, where you just put a couple spoons in the bottom of a jar, mason jar, fill it up with reverse osmosis water, and then you just let it sit for a couple hours overnight. Then you pour off the cloudy liquid that has all your silica that's dispersed into that liquid. It's not powdered anymore. It's just like chalky water. Then you could add lemon, lime juice, or whatever to that, and the acid from the lemon lime juice converts it to orthosilicic acid, which is the organic bioavailable form of silica. And you just get tons of silica, which is required to produce collagen, hair, skin, nails, all sorts of other stuff. But the thing is, it costs like less than a penny per day to do this, and then you could just refill the jar. You don't even need to add more powder. You could just keep it. Yeah, like every once in a while, you want to add more powder. You just keep refilling this. So that's like a little tip. You could use, that's one way of using diatomaceous earth. Already super cheap to get a giant food grade bag, and then just using like a tablespoon a day. It's just a very cheap way to get something that many people are paying a lot of money for and have it work actually better. That the zeolite thing comes into with the autism and the neurodegenerative diseases, right? Kids' brains and stuff, heavy metals.
Well, and that pica stuff is kind of crazy too.
Yeah, so the fact that all mammals, and including humans, we haven't evolved past this. The desire to, pregnant women want to consume chalk and dirt, and they have these weird cravings. We all know pregnant women have weird cravings, and that's because it's probably something their body needs during that time. And so it's just weird that evolutionarily we've like pregnant women have this desire to eat these substances that will, in all likelihood, detoxify them from, remove heavy metals from the system and protect their baby and their own health, right? And of course, there are definitely cases of autism vaccine induced, reversed by using zeolites, which makes sense because it's caused by heavy metals in the brain, so among other things. But so that's like a really there's all sorts of clays you can take, bentonite clay, all sorts of stuff. But zeolite's like the best one, I think, if you get a good zeolite, because it's just got this honeycomb structure. It just goes through and soaks up all the like positive ion crap, like viruses and heavy metals and toxicity.
Okay, I'm noticing a trend here though in some of the stuff that you've put out. We've called this trend out for a while, and I think this episode might be tougher on the 26% of people that listen to us. I'll just say that much. If you know, you know. Not all, of course. I think a lot of the 26% is based and red pilled and great, and there's nothing better than those 26% of women that listen to the Rare Candy podcast. But I wish it was 26% of all women. I think we'd solve a lot of stuff
overnight.
Yeah, overnight. I mean, it would just be the society if that meme. And then but activated charcoal. Now I've noticed this. You say it made it cringe, but why do women, when women find something, it immediately skyrockets 500% in price overnight when they get excited about something? like
I love how you zoned into I gave you like a little. It was like that was like my dog whistle to you. Was that activated
Oh, sure.
charcoal line, dude? Yeah, it's like
No, I didn't miss
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was the first line in the part where like they made it cringe, dude. Why do they make everything cringe? You know, it's crazy. And
Well,
yeah,
they're also just
price,
drawn
dude.
to expensive things too.
It's
Like,
charcoal. Should be like it should be dirt cheap.
yeah, I think they think it's like I know some like frugal women, but I do think like some women like trust the expensive thing. You
Yep,
notice that?
and it's yeah,
Like you'll say like you'll hear like, "Oh, I'm so, I'm so drawn to this object." And it's like, oh, "Let me look under the price." Ah, okay. Yeah, $8
yep.
million.
Well,
Huh.
and it's
Yeah.
funny, and like there's like the Neil deGrasse Tyson types that are like, you careful, you might get scammed, and they do have a point when you're buying like a charcoal and like someone puts it in like a cobalt blue glass jar, and is like, yeah, this is $47 now. It costs $2 to put in. How how is that different than certain pharma things that we critique? Right at the end of the day, it's just like that's just marketing,
I
right?
think if somebody ever wanted
It's
to
like,
take down our podcast, they could like in the same vein of like somebody saying take ivermectin
yeah,
to help with COVID, and then people will go, "Well, I took this horse thing, and
yeah,
I'm in the hospital, therefore
mhm,
their YouTube account should be
the
taken away."
hospital, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking like somebody could just be like, "Well, I saw in this Substack, this guy writing these red pills. Now I bought a bag of Kingsford charcoal
yeah,
and I ate it, all the whole bag, and
yeah,
this is actually his wife, and now he's dead."
yep.
That writing this, so I could see that. I could see that being.
Like
We
the
got to
fish
watch
tank
out.
cleaner
Yeah.
guy.
Uh,
Remember
y-
that? Remember that? The
Oh,
fish
that
tank
was yeah.
cleaner.
That was because of the hydroxychloroquine, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
right.
didn't they figure out that it was very likely that that woman was just trying to poison her husband and murder him or something? Wasn't that part of that story? Like,
Because of long COVID, though. That's the
oh
thing. Yeah, you
yeah,
have to think.
that's
See,
a symptom.
like,
That's a symptom of
yeah,
yeah, uh-huh.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
so true. Like,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
because of that.
yeah,
That's why she did that. It's not. You have to get to the root cause of things.
yeah. But
Um,
no, you're right though. I mean, dude, like who's keeping the lights on at Romania Dean Thomas's house, dude? The 26%. Let's be real, dude. They're
does he
buying
need light?
yeah.
Well, actually, we know he
His
does,
inner
but
light is his
we
inner
know he
light.
does. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a dumb question. Yeah, but yeah, yeah,
Need a laptop charger
yeah.
and some technical help. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the esthetician light, like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, there's just no chance he's listening to this
I know,
episode.
I
So
know.
yeah,
There's
there is
I love that
zero
dude.
chance.
Man, he is for for like a spiritual guy, he is
They're
obsessed
all
with
like that.
lighting, dude.
No, they're all every like health person like that's like just like, no, dude, fucking forget about that bullshit in life. And it's like
Yeah, yeah,
20 minutes to fix the light before we go
yeah.
on the podcast. Still
Oh,
one of
boy.
the best. That's one of my favorite things. Somebody
Yeah,
like posted, I can't remember who it was. They said like somebody with a podcast was like asking a boomer to like go on your show, and it's like two conversations, and one of them is like, "Do you want to come on my podcast?" And they're like,
yeah,
"No, absolutely not." It says, "Would you like to go on Zoom for my YouTube channel and talk for 2 hours?" Yes. Like,
yeah. 100%. Yeah,
that's exactly what they do. They freak out by podcasts. They
yeah,
freak out. Like, "Oh, I have to like they think they have
yeah,
to wear a suit or something and
yeah.
like show up to like the NPR studio or something." It's
Yeah.
like, no, trust me, you don't. But
It
anyways,
is crazy how you have to design a
yeah.
conversation. This is definitely an anti-boomer episode. I just found also
Oh,
my mom just came to visit, so I'm like fresh off that whole thing.
yeah, that's
Dude,
all it
it's
takes. That's all
yeah,
it takes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
I know. It's all it takes.
It's funny. I'll riff on this a little bit too, not to bring any family stuff in, but she's been seeing some crazy like UFOs in
right.
Eastern Oregon and like catching them and stuff, and like and I see him, and the thing is now she's like, oh, she's all in, right? And obviously I've talked about this, my whole life and shit, but now because it's happened to her, she's all in. And I see a few of them, and I'm like, I believe in UFOs, and I'm like, okay, there's some crazy shit going on here. I'm a little skeptical,
Right.
And I'm just like, it could just be some birds too. It's like iPhone Live, the live thing,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, right, right.
Like, and I'm like, okay, like it does look like there's some wings here, and she's just like, hearing none, absolutely no. It has to be 100% like commitment to this cause, the ones that you recorded, And I'm like okay, and then she and so she's meeting the girlfriend's family for the first time, all of them, and she showed every single one of them like individually
Oh
all
yeah.
of
Sure.
and I'm like, I didn't, it was just funny. I was just kind of like, because like we talk about this shit on like podcasts and stuff that no one in my family knows I run, and stuff like that. Like if I'm catching some UFOs, I don't know. We're just wired differently, I think.
No, I
It was
just,
really cute.
but
It was
it's
funny.
not
Yeah.
even, it's not even like for the paranormal. They just do for anything. They just whip out the camera reel. Like
It's
that's
true.
like
Yeah,
how
for
they
sure.
talk
It
nowadays.
doesn't
It's
have to
like
be paranormal.
it could be anything. That's the best case scenario is when it's paranormal. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times it's like, look at this lunch I went to like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and they So
Yeah.
this one's
It was
gonna be
really
tough on.
cute.
This is gonna be tough on boomers and women today. I think we're gonna be real tough. There's a middle of the Venn diagram too. So if you are, sorry, but yeah, that's the funniest. But anyway, zeolite, and activated charcoal and all this stuff. Like, is that stuff considered dirt? I mean, like, is that dirt? Is that earth? Is that that's
Yeah,
where I'm.
so that's the other. So I think there is kind of this alchemical thing going on here where plants make inorganic minerals organic. That's what plants do,
Mhm.
and then we either eat the plants or we feed them, or animals eat them, and then we eat the animals. So it all comes from inorganic minerals, aka earth. And there are certain key examples where cutting out the middleman, just going straight to the dirt source, the earth source, can be beneficial. And it's all these cycles of ecosystems, like shilajit, right, is like ancient forests. How like they used to say, like, oil is fermented dinosaurs is what runs our cars and stuff. And now they're saying it's not like really true that that's the case. It's like that's kind of like a myth or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so shilajit is like compressed ancient forests that are fermented for billions of years or whatever,
Right.
and then they ooze up out of the rocks in the Himalayas in India, and then we collect that and eat that, and that's like a nutraceutical. That's like a really powerful supplement. If you find a good shilajit, that shit, a lot of people, especially men, you will feel that. It's like a vitality boost for sure. That's a good one. I need to get back on that. I haven't been doing that lately. But yeah, there's all these energies flying around Earth, that where it all gets cycled back and everything. And then there's the other one. Like the ocean is a reserve of minerals, right? Because it's just all the rainwater and everything just dissolves everything into the ocean. It's just a reservoir, and it's all in solution, right? And
Mhm.
there's all sorts of, what was his name? Is it Maynard Ferguson or something? This guy who he's another like Wilhelm Reich type, or like
Mhm.
kind of like one of those types of dudes, or like what's his face? Who's the Rudolf Steiner?
Yeah,
He was
Rudolph
like one of
Steiner,
those
yeah.
types of dudes who founded like watering down seawater and spreading it on crops, and the crops just go boop, just like pop off, right?
Mhm.
And so you can do that. You can use ocean water, and you probably don't want to go and get ocean water from the sea. You probably just want to buy like a purified product with all the minerals in it, and then you can grow your wheatgrass that way, or your sprouts, or your fruits and vegetables. But especially like the sprouts, that's just a quick way to use minerals to turn them into bioavailable organic minerals and just get them straight into your body, and then that feeds your gut microbiome. So my whole thing is like I've noticed the best changes in my health where you have like a really strong living culture, like a kefir. Like you could do goat kefir, coconut kefir, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then you combine that with just like a strong mineral input, right? From growing your own sprouts, or from just mineral rich foods or whatever, and that those two things combined really just kind of fill in all the gaps and fortify. And so yeah, it's all it's just like when you're thankful for the animal that you eat, you're just cognizant of where it came from. Just be thankful for the earth and the dirt, and the energies that went into all this, for everything. And just it's just a good way to reconnect.
Are
But
you
there are some,
worried about?
yeah.
Well, are you worried about? I'm sure the answer is yes, but are you worried about like the the fact now that like everything is done pretty much through air, essentially all our tech?
Yeah.
We don't ever see where the food comes from. Like I was watching Polanski's Chinatown last night. Just was one of my all-time favorite movies. And like there's this like really ominous scene of uh of this like old, it takes place in like what, the 30s or something like that, and it's Jack Nicholson sitting down, and it's John Huston, and they have this big, like, was that branzino fish, like big like fish with the head still on, but like all these like fresh vegetables in like California in the 30s. It's kind of like Polanski's like Steinbeck crime thriller essentially.
Cool.
Um and I'm just like thinking, I'm just like, God, that food is probably so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like just the California soil and everything. Because
Yeah.
like even though it was still, agriculture was still a business back then, there was people had their big orchards and they were churning them out. Like it was just kind of like it was a local kind of semi-local thing. You weren't trucking that shit across the nation. You weren't doing anything like that. But I wonder now, even not food related, but just with anything like music we don't even touch it anymore. We don't touch the thing. We don't like none of that stuff. And like, our friend Scott points out accurately that the minute you stopped having to pay for music upon consumption of it, like or like buying a CD in the store and stuff, it started getting really shitty, like the actual quality of it. So I wonder if it's like, are you worried about now that like everything we're done is more contactless? Just like for me, the Chase Center, you don't like, I feel like I'm more in track of my finances if I have cash, right? Like there's just all these, you're more in charge of your health when you know where the food came from, when you're physically seeing it and you're eating all elements of it, right? And things like that. Are you worried that we're moving away from that a lot?
Yeah, definitely. I think there are some. It's weird because you can see younger people, and I think we're part of this, or at least we will be, where, and this is that's actually what we talk about with my fitness feelings, where you can use technology to do like some weird version of homesteading that isn't really homesteading, but it's way better than living in some shithole city, right? It's still way more fun to be in nature and like, milk a cow or just grow some carrots or some shit. Even if you're LARPing, it's still better, kind of.
Right.
I think that was kind of where oh crap, I'm just gonna get on the keyboard like, oh, she always does. But this one, and so my whole thing is like, it's all about, we could easily use this tech for good, like everything, right? Where we can easily use it to, like learn how to create a homestead and stuff like that. But yeah, the left to its own devices, it's going to get gnarly for sure and squirrely. And same thing, I've seen like tech used to do tracing for just, you can be the farmer who grew your brown rice or whatever, and just know that it's legit, not sprayed with shit, and like, trace it almost like some blockchain stuff, or some trustless kind of stuff, for coffee beans or whatever, or tip your coffee farmer, like instead of some dumb barista who hates you, it's like, right, like that, where it's but yeah, I do think it's everything being in the airwaves, everything being on the cloud and everything.
The
I
cloud,
think
the cloud.
Yeah, I think it's I think as we mature, we'll understand that will be, because Nikola Tesla thinks thought everything was vibration, and it is. I think that'll bring some cognizance to our awareness on that topic. So maybe we need both. We need more grounding, literally and figuratively. We need to be grounded more, which ties back into the earth thing. Yeah. I don't know. Is that like? I'm not sure if I just went way off topic.
Well, no, I mean, I say, look, read the full article, rarecandy.substack.com. Press subscribe, free subscriber on there. You get all the written articles. Paid subscriber, you get our premium feed, episode feed, lots of stuff on there. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please press subscribe. And even if you're not watching on YouTube, just go to our channel and subscribe to it, please. And you don't even have to watch anything on there. Just trying to get our subscribers up there. I had something that I wanted to discuss today, because I haven't thought about this much for many years. It's something we all think about as men, as you get in relationships and things like that. I know a lot more people have to think about this a lot more now. Not everyone's blessed to be married to a perfect woman like I am. So not everyone, not everyone's blessed that way. But it did make me think about this whole scenario that happened. I saw just this post. I don't know if it's I don't know if I can consider this viral. Oh yeah, it's definitely viral. There's these two people. They look like emo kids. Like kind of one guy's just like tattoos with like Def Leppard shirt and painted nails. And then the girl just looks like she either works at a hair salon or a tattoo place, or just has sex with people who do both services for her. Tough to say. I don't want to show them just because I don't know. I'm not trying. I mean, whatever. Somebody, you can find the post if you want to. So this guy posts, and he's doing a post from the past about a week ago, and then he's updating it on the post. So this is the post from the past. He said it's him taking a very like girl and her friend picture in the mirror before like going to a party, but like he thinks like I'm gonna hit, you know. So like he thinks I'm in there. So it's just classic like just like going on different planes, just not even. This is just classic men and women shit. So this guy says, a year ago today, I flew to Oregon for you. First red flag.
First and second, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Flew to Oregon.
After 10 years of friendship, I knew you were the one. We visited each other for 3 months, and then I bought a place for us so we can live together. It's always been you. Cute. No, it's
Are you sure you don't show the picture? Because the picture says a lot. I don't show it, but I mean,
I don't, you know, like this guy's probably having a tough day. I do, and the girl is too, but whatever. Look, you guys can type in what I said verbatim if you really want to find the post. Exactly. It's there. Says, and then he quote tweets it 12 days later. Never mind. She didn't come home for 36 hours because she went home from the bar with her ex and cheated. Yeah. I mean, who would have saw that coming? The Curb Your Enthusiasm theme playing.
God. Lots to unpack here. Yeah,
there's a lot to unpack here. There's what you see in front of you, which is just like 10 years of friendship, right? 10 years of friendship. Okay, like first off, were any of those nights you guys like, you know, drinking together, or like do you ever have like serious conversations like to where you kind of think like, man, maybe like there's something here, you know? I don't know. Apparently there was, right? If it's enough for her to.
Also, I don't believe him. He's like, after 10 years, I thought you were the one. No, the whole time.
You knew
the whole time
from the first day, for sure. Yeah, exactly. After 10 years, I saw 6 inches of daylight like a running back. I finally got my chance. Yeah, is what he's saying. And it's just like these are just the thing we have to like pretend that isn't nature. Like this whole thing, like this that this doesn't work. But yeah, the whole concept of like 10 years of friends. I'll end this right now because I think in your 30s, once you're married and you understand, you know, certain relationships, you have your friends that you talk to as like couples and stuff, but it's mostly like a couples thing. Look at boomers, look at our grandparents. They all have like friends that are like, that's, you know, Tom and Ginger, they're coming over tonight. You know, it's never just a guy. That's coming over. It's a guy and his wife, unless she passed away or something, you know, like for the most part, like, and then usually he's got the new one, you know, because he wants to stay in the couples thing. And for a while he's like, got a new one. I just couldn't miss Bridge. But so I'm gonna end this right now. Men and women cannot be platonic friends. Like, it's just not true. It's not real. And some people are thinking like, that's not true. What are you talking about? If you're like 23 years old right now, you probably disagree with me. These are something young people don't get this. As when you're younger and it's a lot more of a you know, kind of like big pool of people that you hang out with, whether it's college, downtown bar scenes and stuff like that. Yeah, you might think that. A lot of those relationships are transactional or circumstantial or environmental, right? Like where it's you're gonna get, you know, we go drink, right, as a group. But like if nobody has, I learned this with my friends. Like I had people that I smoked with and, you know, friends and stuff like that. And like some friend circles would have like women in them. And guess when I didn't have any weed, guess who didn't get called? Me. Right. So it was like, this is not really a friendship, you know, like this is like trade and barter like thing that we have going on right now. And right. Anyways, men and women, I don't think can be friends. Some people might disagree and they say like, no, there's a couple caveats. One of you has to be ugly for this to work.
100%. Yeah.
These people are. I'm looking at them. They do okay. Both of them can do okay. It's not going to work.
They're on that same level. Yeah.
It's not going to work. They're both like 6 and 7. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to work. And so one of you has to be ugly. And then of course you guys probably don't have the same overall outlook on the friendship either, right? But it can still be a friendship because one person's like, nope, not happening, and the other person's like, God, it'd be nice if, you know. But okay, you know, and like as a man, you're kind of like, this is my friend. she's so funny and cool. Like, no, like what? Come on,
Saying, man, it's
like yeah, you just killer one-liners, man. Like, just,
yeah, just
just see, she tears the house down with these jokes. It's like no, and like no, because the thing is that women can do it from their end. They totally can. They're always blindsided by the guy. They're always blindsided when the guy's like, "Hey, can I talk? Can I talk?"
It's like we were talking earlier. It's like guys can't do it, you know. But it's just one of those things. But maybe it can work in the reverse. But it's like fake. It's like Wizard of Oz, like the like the facade. It's like, oh yeah, we're it's like one of those things.
Guys can't do it, and then also after a certain age, everyone knows how the world works. Like, right? Like, I'll say this right now. Like, what if I came home from like, the day, right? I'm off, say my wife's working, and like I go to a restaurant, right? Or just like a place, like a day party or something, like some downtown event or something. And I come back and I tell my wife, "Hey, I met this chick, man. She is so cool."
Yeah.
Like so cool, and like we're just kicking back, like totally like just friends, of course, like just like but she's 24 years old, like so cool, like just this thing. It's like, no, of course not. Like nobody thinks like it doesn't work. Like it's just no. Even if women understand that like women can just be friends with men, they understand that like the feeling isn't mutual. Like it's just this weird thing. Like you don't get this. Like, and I think guys that do that, I've seen it happen in real life, and it is painful. I've seen it happen. There was I was in a running group, Beta. I know. Go ahead, but yeah, I was in one, and there was like this guy, and he's nice guy, big dude, like, and I mean big as in large, very gamer, like very gamerish, and just nice guy, but it wasn't. He was after this like very like petite like Asian woman, which gamer guys, that's stop me if you've heard that one before, but he was going after like her, but like they were friends, dude. It got to a point where she stayed in a hotel room with him at like some marathon that they were doing. Stayed in the hotel room. She would like get changed, right? Like sports bra, you know what I mean? But like get changed and stuff. And then like finally, I think in one of these times he straight up just said like, and he focus grouped it with all the other friends in the group. Like, hey, I think I'm finally going to tell her how I feel.
Yeah.
And dude, she freaked out. She like blocked his number and stuff like, how dare you? And stuff like that. It's like, dude, no, like, I'm sorry. Like, you're the ugly one. You got to understand. You have to just look at a picture of you two.
Yeah. And
just go like, I think the reason I'm the friend is because I'm the ugly one.
It happens. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, people don't understand. Like, it's not like this. You don't hear about like, that's not a real thing. Like this whole, like, oh, my friend, like we're just, as you get older, that's like such a young person, like circumstantial thing.
Yeah. I feel I was that way. When I was younger, I was always trying to do that shit, and not even because of any like woke reason or whatever. That's just kind of, I always had, even though I played like football and stuff, I always had trouble. I was always just a loner and had like trouble with just dude friends as much, where I was just kind of like, it's like, oh, I could just, this is an easy way, and I had like, I was beta. It's just a way to,
you only got to learn one time if you're smart. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, is like you're supposed to learn this stuff in your
and in a soft fashion, not like 10 years and I bought a house. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like a quick
thing. No one told this dude. He didn't have his.
He doesn't have guy friends. Exactly. He hangs out with women. He's one of those emo guys that only hangs out with women. And we've all seen him. The guy with the sleeveless Def Leppard shirt with like Machine Gun Kelly hair and painted nails. They only hang out with women and guys that look like women. Yeah. So like they don't. Nobody tells them anything because women aren't real with you until it's pepper spray comes out. Mm-hmm. Like it's true. It's just that like your guy friend has to be like, dude, that's just not like gonna happen. Like they have to like straight up tell you. Yeah. And it's man, that shit kills me, man.
It's even if you try and get this going or make it a thing, you have to, at the very least, you have to understand the ground rules and what you're playing with. That's my whole thing, right? Is that like, even if you disagree with our take on this, you just have to understand. You have to admit that we're half right, right?
And like I said, if you're both ugly, I didn't even say the both ugly part. If you're both ugly, just get married.
Yeah, just end
No,
it.
your friend. You're no, like you're.
Yeah.
And I'm look, beauty's subjective.
not.
Blah blah blah. All that stuff. What I mean is like I know this. Like I know somebody who did that and like happily married and they have a kid. Like it's
Yeah.
that's cool. And it's kind of like they're both like never really did well with the opposite sex.
Mhm.
Both clearly compatible, right? Like they're just like like. But and then they hit like 33, 34, and then fuck it, let's just do it. Like there's no problem with that. Like that, it's like there's no problem with that at all. But it's got to be like an even playing field. And like I'll just say it right now. Like if you're like there every guy, especially like younger, like when you first get in a relationship with somebody, they have their friends and you have your friends. And like they immediately look through your friend group and go, well, that person's gonna try to fuck them. That person, like you just know, right? Like you just kind of know it, you feel it out. And it's fine, it's perfectly natural, and usually that stuff sorts itself out, right? Like it usually kind of just you drift apart, you get closer to the person that you're together with, and like you kind of drift apart, and then you pretty much end up having like a couple of your guy friends, she has a couple of her girlfriends, couples friends, things like that, family, and then that's all you need, you know what I mean? That's all you need. But some people that'll be like, these women will be like, oh, Travis, like he's like, that's my boy. You're like, shut up. And you see the Travis and you're just like, come on, Travis. Yeah.
Come on,
yeah. Give Travis even a sniff of it. And it's over. Like, you know what I mean? like he's floating off a scent like Pepe Le Pew if you fucking even give him a scent. And like he would never do anything. He's my, he loves his girlfriend that we hang out that never is allowed to come when we hang out with each other. Yeah, it's just like it's always this like come on. We know
every comedian has acknowledged this. Larry David with the early episode with the tennis instructor guy. Like,
yeah.
He's so and Larry David's like, come on, dude. That guy wants to smash, dude. You know that.
Exactly. It's like everybody, and then they go, that's just your male brain. It's like who are you telling me is your friend? Yeah, a guy with a male brain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he doesn't have one, but you do.
Yeah, yeah. He's different. He's just like a brother, and it's just like
that's so funny.
It's the most popular porn category, But
yeah, the house thing is crazy. Buying a house, that's just dude.
No, he's an idiot. I mean,
you could have bought like your sister a house or your mom or your dad a house. Anyway,
you literally need black friends at that point.
Yeah. You do.
They will straight up have a life alert heart attack in front of you if you tell them what just happened. Over a bitch.
Yeah, they got the button.
Just comatose on the floor. Like, yeah, he won't. Yeah, he hasn't moved in 3 days after what you just told him that you. Because like, no, there's just certain things like where it's like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I looked at the guy and I know some of these. I growing up and around being 18 in like 2008, like 30% of your friends were emo. It just happened. And those guys always learn the hard way. They always like, because they were like MySpace top 8 was like all girls, so they were like, these are my home girls, like and stuff like. It's like either you're gay or you're striking out. Figure it out. Maybe they're gay. I don't know. I'm just but something you need to figure out. So that's all I got to say about that. But it's just like we all know this is true. Like, because like it's all young people that are like, that's just some like this is a new era. No, stop. It'll all correct itself. You might as well get out now.
Yeah.
And because like I said, like, dude, how often? So funny and cool. No, they're not. Like, just like,
I'm
like
trying
2 or
to think
3
of,
funny. When's the last time? Like, okay. My wife is very funny, but what was the last like non-family member or woman to just make you laugh super hard?
And also, even if they do, it's like, oh, that's funny. I'm gonna go hang out with my bros now.
Yeah, I know. I'll take that joke, make it into something sick. Yeah, and then like you were almost there. Good premise, but
exactly. Yeah. Just got the good first draft. Good outline.
You started laughing too hard during the middle of it, and then explained too much of it. Then got sidetracked. Yeah, but other than that, great. No, I just I'm like, how much of a friend is it? Like, no, okay. Well, you guys have your deep conversations together. Yeah, you're hoping the deep conversation leads to deep other things. Come on. Like just snap out of it. I hate to see the young men fail like this. Like it's just bad. It's just bad. And this is what happens when rap is no longer misogynistic. It's just
things balance in the force is lost.
Yeah, and now the misogynistic rap, like their like bureaucratic legal cover up is to just mumble. Like,
Yeah,
oh, they're like, I didn't say that. You don't even know what I said.
no, that was my big revelation where I'm like, how is this all getting? It's like, oh, no one can understand what they're saying. When
Yeah,
that was our Mac Dre episode, where Mac Dre will like into your eardrum, he'll be like, hey, I'm saying this right now.
yeah.
It's just like, it's like
Yeah, and a
there's
spitter
zero
with a clear
qualms.
tongue. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Oh, in other news, in other women news, you're familiar with the actress Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah, Stranger Things. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is this the
so
book? Is this the book? Or is that something
oh, that was funny too. But yeah, that
else?
yeah, no, she's on a tear right now, dude. She's
Yeah.
really first off, she's so funny, dude. We'd be such good friends. Like so
Yeah.
funny. So
Great
funny.
author.
Yeah, God, so funny.
Not a
And
writer.
but Millie Bobby Brown reveals to Glamour that she credits her feminist awakening to a visit to a psychic who informed her that she was, in fact, a feminist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did that session cost?
Yeah. When your psychic has a promo code and you hear it on a podcast, it's not a
Yeah.
psychic. I'll just tell you that much.
Yeah.
Like, listen to us. We know, it's just like, that was just some like the psychic was just like one of those like e news channel like people that's just like, oh my, I'm getting a strong signal. You're smashing the patriarchy. Like it just it just like stupid shit like that. Like
Yeah.
come on. It's
Yeah.
like, why am I not living? So why do I just feel so weird? Like I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
oh well, you're a feminist. I mean, yeah, welcome to the world, girl. It's like some gay
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, and yeah,
It's weird how this stuff isn't really going out of style. Like at least not in those upper echelons of circles of you'd think the pendulum. I don't know. It's like an eddy in like a current or something in
Yeah.
the wake of like a river going downstream where it's just get trapped. Oh, yep, that's it. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things.
I mean, this is
man.
essentially activated charcoal being like $80. That's
Yeah,
that's like how
she
this
probably
is
bought
working.
charcoal at the same. It's probably having it in like the lobby of
Yeah.
that the cobalt blue glass jar.
Yeah.
$45 for a 2-ounce. Yeah.
Why doesn't anybody like the thing is like I hate when it gets like the psychic stuff. It's like if somebody like first off, what if that was just a stock answer for a psychic? Like you go and they're like, you're a feminist. Yeah, you're not gonna believe this, but you're a feminist. Like it's just that's their thing every time. But why is it like the minute this stuff becomes like a thing, and I'm not gonna look up what psychics you went to, or I don't find it to be that that worthwhile. But when this stuff becomes mainstream and like streamlined and everything, like it's just like the revelations people find out aren't even cool.
Yeah,
You're a Democrat. Wow. Like
remember the FISA thing? Remember
oh yeah.
My therapist told me this. It's blowing my mind. It's like the worst advice you ever heard.
Rocked my shit. She said.
Yeah.
So, which is funny because that's if she had a male therapist, her boyfriend could be like, "Your therapist rocked your shit, huh?"
I think
male
it's like
friend.
people,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. People are just so attached to. It's very hard to remain objective when you're paying someone to go see like a psychic or a therapist. It's hard to remain objective and be like, oh yeah, I'm it's not working out, or I don't like this one, or whatever. And so we try and we convince ourselves. Same thing with taking like supplements or something. You're like, oh yeah, this thing I bought, it works. Even though it might not. And I say that as someone who takes a bunch of supplements, right? But it's just we have that sunk cost fallacy kind of thing, right?
It has to work because I bought it.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to. Well, and also it's like damn well like that was like if somebody takes your reads your palm or does whatever, and then the conclusion is just like your identity.
Exactly.
It's just like that's not what it came to.
That's more about the psychic. This is more about the that's what that is. That's just like a psychic. That's
what if he was based? What if it was a guy and he was based? He's like, you're a feminist.
Yeah.
Fuck out of my face.
Don't come back here again.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to be your psychic anymore.
She just takes it a different. She's like,
oh, you were a guy. Didn't you have a bald head? Yeah. But yeah, those.
I love that. Like that. You ever, you ever, you ever get down with the guy medical medium, or does your woman medical
Sounds
medium,
familiar.
where he writes books. He's like a medical psychic for celebrities in LA. And it's like I think I got one or two of his books. He's not really for me. He recommends a lot of stuff that I do agree with, and I've gotten good advice, but it's just very like spirits telling me this. Spirits telling me don't drink green tea. He's like a Dr. Sebi kind of a guy,
Right.
but way cornier and nerdier and not cool like that,
Mhm.
But the client list is like De Niro, just every dude, right? Every guy in that space. I'm like, how do you get that job, man? Where you're booked out like 150 days, people paying you like $5,000 a day just to be like a medical psychic, dude. It's crazy, man. I'm not even saying it's fake. I'm not even saying that type of shit's fake. I'm just saying like that's impressive. It's like
I
you're
mean, you
balling
think?
at that
I
point.
mean, De Niro just cranked out a kid. You think maybe he went to him for that?
Maybe, yeah.
Nah, I
Maybe
could.
it's like a little jar transfer, like a little maybe that's one of those things. Yeah. And he's my medical psychic. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
procured.
sidekick.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah, but yeah. Have you been following the Jada Pinkett thing? Speaking of,
Oh God. No, what
dude.
happened?
Well, no,
I don't know.
apparently she's just hitting the podcast circuit now.
Oh, base?
So yeah, not the whole circuit, Jada. Why don't you
Yeah.
come? Yeah, come on. Like, why don't you come in the lion's den?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. I'm not even team Will Smith. Will Smith makes me sick to my fucking stomach. Like, no, I not as an. I have no issue with him as an actor, but this whole
Yeah.
situation, I do blame men a lot for these situations where I'm just like, this
Yeah.
is what
It's
you.
that weak man create hard times meme,
Yeah.
the fucking
Can you, dude? First off,
Yeah.
like, so her big thing. She still keeps saying she's into like Tupac. Like, still, she's like, Tupac is my soulmate. She said that like
Oh
on a
wait, oh
podcast.
this is the mom, not the I thought you were talking about Will. I was thinking of Willow. You're talking about the
Yeah.
mom. Yeah,
Maybe
for sure.
that'd be crazy if Willow said Tupac is my
Yeah, yeah.
soulmate.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so Jada. I know I got
yeah,
it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's like back. She's in the she said like Tupac is my soulmate. She like keeps saying that.
Good
And I was
Lord,
just thinking
man.
the whole time, like, what if this humiliation ritual happened to Tupac instead? Like
Yeah.
Tupac
Like a
never
par
died.
like
What
a
if that's
parallel
why
reality.
Tupac died? What if the Lord actually bailed Tupac out?
Yeah. He's like, I got you. Fist bump in heaven. I got you.
They're,
Dude. I
they're
got
like
you.
they're like Tupac.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is a binary outcome. We
Where
either
they went to art school together in Baltimore? That's how
her male friend, yeah, her male
dude.
friend in art school. Oh, he's a dancer, honey. He's
That's
just a
like, dude,
dancer. He's a nose ring.
Why is your one like Tupac sex? Like, come on, dude. Like, just come on. Come on,
You know,
dude.
that
Like,
Tupac had that like art and like rap switch that he could toggle
yeah.
back and forth to, where like if she wanted to play it cool, you'd be like, you want to go to Tupac's house and look at sculptures, like,
Yeah.
but then like turns on he's like rolling weed and like like just like fucking Snoop
Mhm.
Dogg's there and like all you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like my wife comes over here every day, like
Yeah. Yeah.
and but he, but yeah, like the memes are really funny because like she's just like she just keeps dragging him and dragging him. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's like
Yeah.
she'll
It's a
just be
ritual.
like I guess the slap incident. What they say, I don't know. I don't know if she said it this way, but she said like I wasn't even there at the Oscars. I thought she was there, but
What is that?
she was like maybe she was. Okay, but whatever. She's just like,
That's
but
just
we
that
haven't.
cute state that they go into.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
What does there mean? Yeah, but yeah, she's actually I had sex with Chris Rock. Yeah, but the Rock Shakur, yeah, Chris Rock Shakur, and yeah, he she said like, oh, I have a Will Smith and we've been separated since 2016, so like I don't know why he like went so hard for me right then and there. I'm like, god damn, like,
dude. Yeah.
but it's like he has to be you have to have a humiliation fetish for this shit to like public
Yeah.
eye just get dragged. There was that whole thing about the R&B singer like fucking her like in the house and stuff, like
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
the guy like August Alsina and stuff, and I don't know,
I
man.
don't get what the point. It's so like just split, man. It's so crazy. Like I get it's easier said than done, but it's like, is
Yeah,
it?
when you got kids, I guess it's tough, but not really. Every celebrity does that shit. Like,
Oh,
it's
dude,
literally
yeah,
the easiest thing in the world is to get a divorce if you're a
yeah.
celebrity.
I
Like, you
know, dude.
just straight up never been.
Yeah,
You call the medium, call the fucking medical medium or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah,
Just
Nero, you got his number, dude. Yeah, it's over.
yeah, I know, because it just
Yeah,
I just can
it's
you
crazy how you
imagine?
can be on top of the world having blockbuster movies and be that much in a prison cell, dude. Like isn't
It's
that crazy?
tough,
Yeah,
man. Like it's tough, and I would just first off, I would just take a movie role every year, and it's funny because like I was starting to think when it first happened, I'm like, yeah, Will Smith's probably got his own little thing on the side, and then I'm like, nah, he probably doesn't.
yeah, I
Like he
know.
probably doesn't. Like
Because when you're a dude, you can't. I'm sorry, it's not equal and fair. Like you get caught in that vicious cycle, and you see what's happening, in your personal life. It's not like you can just go out and win a battle, if you know what I
no.
mean. You can't, dude. You lost. You already lost, dude.
I
It's
mean,
like, I'm
yeah,
sorry, it's not fair. I know it's not a 50-50 thing. You could critique me for that or critique us. I don't know. It's like, but it's just you're not winning that war, dude. It's over. It's fucking over, dude. It's crazy.
that's why you just don't let him have male friends. That's just I'm just saying. Like I keep calling back to it, but like you just got to just say like, look, like come on, and like look, if you're you might be listening to this, you might say like, well, I'm a female. I can control myself. Like I don't sweat. Like I'm not trying to be a home wrecker or anything like that. It's like, look, it's just the principle, zero tolerance policy. You might be the one that you could be a female friend with for a long time, but there is a compromise. Go FTM. Become one of the guys.
Yeah.
Transgender.
Let's see it.
How much do you want a male friend?
Let's see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, oh, I still want to be a girl. Okay, bullshit.
Become the male friend.
Exactly. This is
Mhm.
one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Harold. You're like, who's Harold? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
Isn't there that book? Isn't that like way before this was all cool and stuff, where like that lesbian woman did that? This is like 20, 30 years ago, and she wrote a
wait,
book.
what are you talking? Oh, I
And
thought you were talking about Harold and the Purple Crayon.
No.
I was like, that was FTM.
It's an allegory.
I was like, damn, they've been really psyoping us. Even our generation got hit with that.
Yeah, purple, dude. Purple. Come on, it's
Do you
like
remember
red
that?
and blue combined.
That kid did look a little like
Distracted.
both. If you look,
Yeah.
if you look up Harold the Purple Crayon, because he was kind of working on me for. I was like, oh shit, was that really like a transgender book?
No, that's so. I'm dead. Yeah.
Dude, look up Harold and the Purple Crayon. It looks like man, I thought Harold and Kumar get a purple crayon. Okay. Anyways, that was a real story. What you were saying?
Oh no, I'm sure some of our listeners have heard. I just always heard about this about like some lesbian is like, I'm gonna show how easy it is to be a man, and then did like an FTM thing, and then wrote a book about it. And her whole thesis was like, yo, it sucks and this shit's hard, and no one listens to what you have to say or cares about you or helps you at all.
Helps you with anything. Yeah.
And she's like, holy shit, dude. And then like, of course, that got.
Didn't she kill? That's the one who took her life, right? And she did.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, I think Armenian did something on like covered that or something. Yeah, I think that yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, no, look, there's parts of it that I get it. Like there's definitely things you don't got to worry about as a guy. Like like there's certain
yeah,
things,
I'll never be that hardliner dude that's all like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, where it's just, I don't know. Those guys are beta too. The super like, oh, we have it so hard. That's just always complaining about it.
It's not that hard. Not that fucking hard. Yeah. Fucking sick, actually. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
you should
way tighter.
You should be having fun, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, just like have fun. No, and it's like I remember like I was talking to my wife, like, because we talk about that, like, what if like, because you hear about those couples where it's like, after 10 years of marriage, like one of them's transgender and like comes home, like what would you do? What would you do?
Yeah.
I told my wife, like, if my wife was like FTM when I came home, I'd be like, I would fucking fight you. Like I would just straight up fight him. Just be like, you're a guy. Let's just fight. Yeah. Square up.
Uh-huh.
Like we're just
I can't it out, dude, right here.
Hey, just square up.
Yeah.
no, she's in her wife beater and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
just no, not gonna happen, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's a crazy one. That's a crazy one when you're like in a marriage and you're just like, yeah, I'm a girl now, and you're just like, what?
That's like the ultimate test of wokeness. Like, has anyone survived that? Has even the most like hard line, like blue no matter who person, has anyone ever survived that challenge of being like, oh yeah, your wife's a dude or something? You know what I mean? Or usually
Yeah.
it's the other way,
It's
right?
like
It's
the Jeff Probst
yeah.
from Survivor. All right, challenge now. Your wife is a guy. All right, okay, contestants. Yeah. Like Rogan on Fear Factor. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, look, got to keep your sex life
Yeah.
alive. You took a
Yeah.
vow.
Obviously, gender is not a factor for you when you win. At the end, yeah, obviously.
I know. Can you
Yeah,
imagine that, dude? Can you
it's so
imagine that?
crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's wild. But
Speaking of it, yeah, my mom was kind of like we were just driving getting groceries, and we I clown on her. I fucking love my mom so much,
of course,
but she got hit hard with like the MSNBC, COVID, all that stuff.
sure,
And I
sure.
was like, dude, like who are you right now? Like this isn't. You never even watched the news growing up. You weren't even like you didn't even care. But anyway, she was kind of like, you know what I think's bullshit? I'm like, what? It's just out of the blue. She's like, all this like they them shit. I'm like,
I
oh,
know.
okay, dude. Like, what's going on here? It's really. I was like, let's let it roll, dude. Yeah, and then yeah, it was interesting. I don't know. It's just one of those.
Yeah, they
moments.
always love to like bring that one out, because
Yeah,
they know it's kind of safe to say it around you, like you're not going to do anything. Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's fair. But yeah,
yeah.
the world's just crazy right now. Like it's we got
That's
like
how.
every day I just see Ben Shapiro calling for the Ukraine budget to be matched to Israel essentially.
Sorry, man.
Uh,
I've never ever once given that dude any credit or thought he was cool for a second, dude. Like I'm not even like I was never like a huge hater or been like, oh fuck Ben Shapiro, man. But I'm just like, dude, this dude's just swear, dude. It's just a
I
fucking
know,
swear,
and it's
man.
just like
Come
it's just
on, man. He's like,
this is life now, right? This is
exactly,
like
dude. It's like,
this is what's happening in the cloud world where
yeah.
it's just you Ben Shapiro screeching for money to be just screeching, like just
Yeah,
like Pokemon with the little sonic noises like going
yeah.
everywhere. Just give me money and
Gets
all that
done and
stuff.
you skip a turn. You can't do water
I
gun
know.
anymore. It's like,
No, I can't do any of that stuff. And I choose to I choose to I choose to have fun. I think that's the best part about this show is just have fun. I
yeah.
think that's what people like the most about us is like
Yeah, it sucks
the,
going on Twitter and seeing like, oh yeah, so you get to see a bunch of dead bodies now. That's fun,
I
That's
know.
always,
I can't do I like
yeah.
man, I did not come up on that kind of internet. I mean, I did see some shit like rotten.com, but I didn't there's
But it was
people, come on,
always
dude.
like,
We all grew up watching beheading videos. I didn't though.
well,
Like
and
I
it was never politicized. It was always like, hey, look at this crazy
I
footage.
know, yeah.
It was never like
Yeah.
what it is now, where it's like a call to action or something like
Yeah,
that.
like see if you could make it through 15 seconds of this video, dude. Like, it was like
Yeah,
just shit like that. Now it's just like, hey, what's your take, dude? What's your
yeah.
fucking take on that
What
video?
side
It's
are
like,
you on?
take is I don't want to see that actually, and just not gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah. So anyways, got a really fun episode we just released on the Substack. Seems to be a fan favorite. I mean, who am I to disagree?
Mhm.
It was wonderful. It's called Cereal Donuts. Yeah, cereal on donuts. It's a thing, and it's a type of person. We make fun of the paranormal liberals that are
Mhm.
trying to sniff out the right wing problem.
Mhm.
So we make fun of that on there. It talks about Israel and Palestine. But it's not stratego. Remember that game? We don't do
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like like do you ever know somebody that was really into board games growing up?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was always like a different kind of family, like
Yeah.
where they had like warehouse pallets full of them that they would bring
Yeah.
out and
Yeah,
stuff.
dude, yeah.
It's just like forklift coming in
Like
through
closet
the
drawer. Yeah.
yeah, because I'm only child, so it was like my parents and I would play, but it's like 3-person Monopoly doesn't slap that hard, so it's just
Yeah.
like like it was like when the cousins would spend the night or something, we'd bust it out. But like I found this really funny thing that I saw. Like people have been buying up crumble cookie franchises.
Oh yeah. What is this shit? Yeah.
Have you had one?
No.
Satanic.
What's the deal? People freak out. Is it like
They're
Cold
just super
Creamery? Or,
decadent. They're just super
yeah.
decadent. Really big, like
Yeah.
large cookies, but like you buy them in the way you'd buy donuts. And I
Yeah.
guess Crumble puts out their menu. It's very social media. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Crumble has pumpkin ones today.
Yeah.
Like, and you sprint. You don't sprint, of course. Anyone who's Crumble
Yeah.
regularly ain't sprinting. But like you huff and puff down there in the Uber, and you go get your big thing of Crumble, and you bring it into your office.
That's
Whatever.
your running group friend is
100% big crumble, yeah, big time,
dude.
Crumbelievable. Yeah, they, but apparently, like people are like buying them as franchises and stuff right now. Like they're going everywhere. But like I remember my mom bought some, um, and like I tried one. It's good. I mean, it tastes good. These things do not taste bad. Like I can get down with like decadent bullshit. Like I'm not. I don't pretend that my taste buds. I just can't even handle that stuff. Like no, I did, dude. 720 calories.
Yeah.
No joke. And like I was just like I was thinking 400. I was like 400. This is a 400 calorie cookie.
Yeah.
And they definitely make them like super Reddity, like they're with like little designs and Marvel and like whatever, like Butterfinger, and just stuff like that. But somebody was, I guess, like Mormons are like buying up the franchises. Mormons are hustlers. They buy they buy businesses. They buy franchises. Like we used to know somebody that had like a H&R Block. I remember like or something like that. One of the Liberty, whatever.
They're an underrated hustle group.
Hustle and grind. They're like Gary V, but like with no caffeine.
I know. And how do they decide? Yeah, that's the impressive. That's their handicap, dude. It's like
that's why they could do the crumble cookies. I saw somebody on Twitter saying this. That's
dude. I love them. They're like no caffeine, but just all the least healthy shit. Like fucking fructose sodas.
Yeah, those cookies with just the frosting layer on them. I know. No, it's dude. They eat so crazy. Like they'll eat like I remember I had
they're
one of my good friends. Yeah. No, it's like straight up like Leave It to Beaver, but like demented the way they eat. It's like really weird though. Like I had a friend, he had like a canned mackerel sandwich for lunch, which was wild. I was just like, it is 2004. Like, what is happening? And he eats like the canned mackerel sandwich, gets the second one, and they just walk around with like big things of milk and just drink them.
Yeah.
And this was like one of those households where like they might as well have bought a cow because it's just like they just cereal, like just all day. And then they would eat like these huge desserts, like just massive, just like Scarface piles of sugar. And it's just like, no alcohol, no caffeine. Like they just don't have vices and like no promiscuity, I guess, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they get around that. Maybe there's gray areas there. I know there's that thing called soaking.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah.
You familiar with soaking?
Oh yeah. My girlfriend told me about it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Well, it's because she had some Mormon friends growing up, and so it's well versed.
Did they soak? I've never heard a Mormon actually admit soaking. I've only heard it from.
Well, it's funny. I do have every once in a while I'll hit up the YouTube Shorts just when I'm bored or whatever, like and like
YouTube soaks.
Yeah, YouTube soaks. Yeah, but like there's all those ones. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the one where a random Chad dude will just go to BYU and interview people in the dining hall and be like, "What's it like here?" And just ask them a bunch of BYU questions. And they're like, "It's like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen here?" It's like, "Okay, well, one time at Bible study, like my pastor just let out a huge fart. We all laughed." And that's like, it's like shit like that, dude. It's so funny. Yeah.
No, they like the like. I remember like my friend. I mean, the guy, but my friend growing up, they would watch like the Ernest movies. Like you're like, what the fuck, dude? like Ernest goes Christmas shopping. You're like, what the fuck? This is the target audience, I guess. Like they would watch like that type of stuff, and like I remember one time I think I brought over like a movie. I think it was like Jingle All the Way with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like the kids' Christmas, and the mom was just like, Okay, I don't think this is gonna be the one for us tonight. Like it's like too I don't there must have been
Yeah.
like somebody saying like damn in it or something.
Yeah.
And
What?
but you know what I found really funny about Mormons? How much hustlers they are. They have that
Yeah.
veneer, that Soundgarden Black Hole Sun smile all the time, like to make you think, oh, just
Uh-huh.
nothing going on here. But like BYU is their school, right?
Yeah.
And I think after a while, after 70s, maybe the 80s, they realized like I don't think our roster is slapping that hard for football anymore. Like it's not it's these big, GMO Mormon kids
Yeah.
that we have. Like they're not these 6'6" Taysom Hill Mormons. Like they're not what we need. Like how do we get they're like they spun the map, they spun the globe and was like American Samoa.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
Hear me out. Now hear me out, brother Jeremy. No, let me, brother Zechariah.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What if we got on bikes, put on little suits? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Took a little trip to Hawaii, a little Brady
Yeah.
Bunch to Hawaii style. We go over there and we get some Samoans on our team. And then you look at
100%.
BYU's roster, it's like all Samoans. And I'm like, dude,
Yep. BYU Hawaii.
of
There's
any
a Yep.
of any religion to convert to, if you were
I
just
know.
like not having anything going on,
Yeah.
like somebody comes to your land and like you're just like, hey, I want to tell you about this thing, like, and like I get, to be honest though, Samoans, if you could just eat all that stuff, I'm sure that was probably enough though.
Yeah. Well, I have another Mormon quarterback. Okay, the Zach Wilson thing.
Yeah,
Do you think the Jets drafted him? Right? He hasn't been traded.
Sure.
Right? He's just all Jets. Right?
Oh yeah,
Who's the guy? Who's the Jets guy? What's his name? Woody? Is it Woody? What's his fucking
Johnson. Yeah, it's Johnson and Johnson guy.
name? Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you think he was looking at like Steve Young and being like, BYU, Zach Wilson, BYU? You think he was going for the Steve Young number 2? And I'm like, that's not gonna happen, man. That's
I don't
not
think
gonna,
so. I
not,
think first off,
that's my
the
conspiracy.
owner's like the owner's just
Yeah.
like
Or
just
the
pick the right
GM,
guy or else you're
right?
fired. Yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps. I mean, perhaps. I don't know. But like, dude, no, they do have like superpowers though. Like every Mormon I knew had like an insane athletic ability. Like
Yeah.
every single one of them.
Well, this friend we're talking about his older brothers. I grew up watching him play football with my brother and stuff too. It was
My
crazy.
friend,
Crazy
my
strong
friend,
receiver, dude. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
and they're all like
Yeah.
stout, like brick
Yeah.
shit houses. Like you
Uh-huh.
couldn't get past. They were like 5'7", and
Yeah.
then just like fire
Ran like
hydrants.
4,
Yeah.
640, like
Yeah, and then my friend, I remember one time, like we were like, when you had the basketball hoop, like the one that would
Yeah.
lower up and down, like let's drop it on 8 feet, and then we could rack it on there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like to play like NBA style, like drop it
Yeah.
down to 8 feet, and then like all of a sudden, like we're done doing that, and he's doing like this through the legs dunks on there. I'm like, this is crazy, like all this stuff. Then he like raises it all the way high, and then just gets up and like jams on it. He's like 5'6". I was like
Yeah.
fucking 5'10" at the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. And dude,
Yeah.
they just eat. And they eat like Iron Kids bread, like brands that you
Yeah.
don't even see anymore, like
Yeah.
where the kids are like where those weird like stencil kids are playing soccer on the bread bag and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, insane.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, anyways, guys, that's been fun. We this weekend is Gain of Fiction week, of course, and got Burnt Offerings, got Andrew Whitstad on there from Heavy Board Podcast. He was great. It was a nice, fun conversation. We talked a lot of Stephen King. He's a big Stephen King head, and it is Halloween, so that'll wrap up the Halloween thing. And I just started reading State of Fear by Michael Crichton, and it's like, man, just I've been reading all types of stuff, just going to every realm you could possibly go to, but like Crichton is just like, I'm coming home. Like when you hear those like highlight compilation videos from like with those it's home. You know what I mean? It's Steely Dan, Home at Last. Like that riff starts playing. It's just, that's going to be an incredible episode. We'll have J. David Osborne from Agitator on for that.
One.
Yeah, absolutely. Already, dude, a teaser for the book. It starts first part. It's like he does this thing where it's like, things happening are all around the world and you don't know what's the connection between them. Like, but one chapter, it's got like the military 11 a.m. Tokyo on the top or whatever. There's one part where this guy, like, it seems to be everybody's getting fooled at the beginning. Like they're making this technology and somebody's like trying to infiltrate, but they're buttering them up. But it's happening in like 3 different areas. So like one guy, it's like, you know, oh, you get, you know, it was a weird transaction that happened and like he was set up, right? And then there was another guy who it was like, you know, weird mysterious guy following him or whatever, or something like that. And then the other guy's just a nerd, and then like a girl walks in, he's like, oh, pussy, oh man, like, you know what I mean? And here's the codes, like, so just like, man, the guy is such a, I love about him, what I love about him is he has these complex ideas that people couldn't fathom even at the time, but he also doesn't abandon the corporate model ever. Like he's just like, I'm trying to sell books. He's the fourth selling author, I think, American author ever, I think.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
And I think it's like, and that's just books. I think he might have more money than Stephen King, or he also died. So I have a feeling he had a few more big franchises that would have come out of his books. But like he, you know, if you take the movie money he got from like Jurassic Park, like Stephen King didn't have a movie as big as Jurassic Park. Like, like he just, nothing was made out of his stuff, that, or ER, you know, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Twister and show. It's just insane. And but he's like the fourth. I think the other, I forget who the other ones are, but it's just like man, that's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of money, man. And it's like you hear about like just making the stuff that you make, you know, that we make, and, you know, having the handful of listeners that we do, or even like our friends that write books, they're just like juiced when like a few books get sold. They're like sick. Somebody like bought it. It's like, can you imagine like just the minute your book comes out and like 1 million people buy it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like being in Def Leppard or something. This is probably no different.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
that's
Pyromania comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
It is like, no, because it's like, it's weird. It's like these complex ideas, but packaged in this mainstream like way that just, you know, it's a hit. Like, you know, it's a hit. And that's empire right there. That's like art empire, is like when both combine. And it's just, that's why I'm obsessed with like the Beatles. I'm just like, it's so cool that it like the best band was also the most popular one at the time. Like it's just like that, like when that happens, like, you know, Alfred Hitchcock movies, you know, just everyone going to the thing, see Alfred Hitchcock movies, like, or whatever, just like the most talented person winning. And you know, some might say Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl. No, that's actually global homo bullshit. That's not. So don't jump in. Anyways, all right, guys. Subscribe to the Substack, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll catch you guys next week. Come on,